guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we will be doing I will be doing my 2021 team coach predictions. And before we get any further, we have a massive shout out to Jason Collectibles, as he basically came up with the idea and the background. So yeah, just massive shout out to him. Please go subscribe to his channel, and yeah, if you want, sub to mine. So let's get going. So first team we have is Adelaide. And also, before we start, these stars, like as Jason Collectibles did as well, are usually the experienced, and the Magics are the rising good players for each club's future. So for Adelaide, we have Matt Crouch. For Star World, I think his brother Brad Crouch got this year's Star World, and I think he's pretty experienced now, and he should be star, I think. And for Adelaide, I don't know many good players that Adelaide have right now, but Tom Duday is one, I think. Is that he say it? Tom Duday. So yeah, that is my predictions for Adelaide team coach. And for Brisbane next, we have Lockie Neal, which I said on my other video will probably win the Brownlow. So yeah, Lockie Neal will be my Star Wild. And also for Magic, we have Harris Andrews, because he's probably, if Brisbane don't win the grand final, I think it's because he's not in the team, because he is such an important player to Brisbane. And yeah, it was very unfortunate for Brisbane when he got injured. And yeah, he's my Magic. And Carlton, we have for Patrick Cripps as the Magic, as he got the Star Wild, I think, in 2017. And Jacob Wiedering, actually, as the star, because I think Jacob Wiedering has had a pretty good year this year. Like, he's been pretty good in defense, and yeah, so he's the star, and Patrick Cripps is the Magic. And next is Collingwood. So this is an interesting one. I couldn't decide whether the star was going to be Pendlebury or Steelside Bottom, but I think Pendlebury's already gotten one Star Wild, and I don't think Steelside Bottom has gotten any special Magic or Star Wild. So I think Steelside Bottom will be next year's star, and Darcy Moore, who has been a brilliant defender for Collingwood, will probably be the Magic. And yeah, that's Collingwood. And for Essendon, I don't know if Essendon have that much experienced players. I thought about Joe Danaher, but I'm not sure if he'll play next year. And yeah, so I went with Adam Saad, who I wasn't sure if he'll play next year, but I'm thinking Saad will stay, as he's really important to Essendon. And for Magic, we have Anthony McDonald-Tippett-Woody. He's just a great player. Yeah, just kicks goals everywhere. Really important to Essendon's forward. Knowing how unstable Essendon's forward is. So yeah, Anthony McDonald-Tippett-Woody and Saad. And next we have Fremantle. So in Fremantle, I predicted that Caleb Sarong would be the rising star. So he'll be the Star Wild and rising star. And for the Magic, this was a hard one. Both Adam Chera and Andrew Brayshaw have been doing extremely good. But seeing the past few performances, I would choose Adam Chera over Brayshaw. So I think Chera will be next year's Magic. So yeah, Chera and Sarong. And next we have Geelong, who, for stars, I also have Tom Hawkins, because I'm predicting he's going to win the Coleman, and I think he probably is. He's leading it by 10, so that's pretty interesting. I think nobody will kick that much goals in the last few games to catch up to him. So I think Tom Hawkins will win the Coleman and get his Star Wild position. And for Magic, this is also a pretty hard one. I couldn't decide, I think, Brian Myers or Sam Menegola, but I ended up with Sam Menegola, I think, because he's arguably a bit better, because once Ablett and Selwood are gone, I think he'll settle in pretty good in the midfield. And yeah, so those are the Geelong cards. Next, we have Gold Coast. So this is an interesting one. I have the top 2 picks from the Rising Star. From the draft 2019, Matt Rowell and Noah Anderson. So I think Matt Rowell won't win the Rising Star, but Noah Anderson might have a chance. So I'm saying that if Noah Anderson wins the Rising Star, he'll be in the Star World. But if Noah Anderson doesn't, I think Matt Rowell will be in the Star World. So that's my prediction. So if Noah Anderson doesn't get the Rising Star, he'll be Magic. But if he does, he'll be Star. So that's the Gold Coast ones. And for GWS, we have Nick Haynes as the Star Wild because he has been he's been pretty good at GWS, arguably one of their best players. And yeah. And this one, I'm not sure if he'll be playing for GWS next year, but I have Harry Perryman. He was leading the goal. He was the leading goal kicker at the start of the year. And then he just got back to midfield and he's doing pretty well, honestly. And I think he's pretty young. He's got many years left in him. And yeah, he's the Magic, and that's GWS. And next we have my Hawthorn Hawks. So this is an interesting one because for Hawthorn have a lot of experienced players, and I don't know which to pick from the Star World, but there's a lot of people, and players like Stratton and Foley, that we don't know if they'll play next year. So I was settled in with Luke Bruce and Jack Gunston, and I even don't know if they'll play next year, but hopefully they will. So I've settled in with Luke Bruce and Jack Gunston, and I took Bruce over Gunston for Star Ward. That is because Jack Gunston has gotten a Star Ward in 2015, so I thought they'd do it for Bruce, even though he hasn't been in his best this year, but I think he'll be better next year, hopefully. And for the Magic, well, this is probably unexpected, or it could be expected, Will Day. He just got the Rising Star nomination the time I'm recording, round 16. So he's been brilliant for the Hawks, a massive part for their future. So I think he'll be the Magic, and honestly, at this point, he's playing so good. If he was a higher pick and the Hawks did better, I would consider him winning the Rising Star. But Caleb Sarong and Noah Anderson have just been I would say that people just think they're better because they were a higher pick. But yeah, that's my Hawthorn predictions. Next we have Melbourne. So for the Star, we have Jack Viney. I wanted to put Christian Petrarca in Star Wild, but he got it this year, so that's unfortunate. But I did put it in Magic. So Petrarca in Magic and Jack Viney in Star. And I put Petrarca in Magic because I just feel like he's been having such a good year. He honestly, nobody expected him to suddenly be this good. So yeah, he deserves a spot. And next we have North Melbourne. So for the Stars, I have Luke McDonald. Now this, honestly, McDonald has been really good considering how much players he's been against. And he's literally playing against players like the Bontempelli, Dustin Martin, and he's keeping them quiet. He's actually pretty good. And the Magic Wild will be Dry Simpkin from North, and yeah, because he's pretty good. He's racking up some disposals, being pretty important to North, and yeah. Next we have Port, and for the Star Wild, even though he's got it before, but I don't think we can get past Charlie Dixon. He's just been too good. He's been brilliant this year, and also Travis Bocas, but he did get the Star Wild this year, so I don't think Teamcoach will put 2 in a row if he doesn't win, I don't know, Norm Smith or the Brownlow. So yeah, Charlie Dixon will be the star. And for the Magic, now I put Butters, but then I also considered Dersma. But yeah, I think Butters has been better, as Dersma hasn't. He's good. I'm not lying, but he's actually pretty good, and he just hasn't played as much matches, and I don't think he's been as good as Zach Butters. So that's my Port Adelaide Teamcoach Predictions. And next we have Richmond. Now, again, I have put Dustin Martin in the Star World. Now, this is because Dustin Martin, I think, will win the Norm Smith again, because I feel like we just can't get past Richmond no matter how bad they play. They're still the premiership contenders and still probably the best team in the league. So I think Dustin Martin will win the Norm Smith medal again. Yes, again. So, yep. And for the Magic, we have a surprising one, Noah Bolter. Is that what his name is? So Bolter. So he's been pretty good in defense for Richmond, actually. Also a surprising player this year, so I put him in the Magic. So yeah. And next we have St Kilda. Now, these two players are both not that experienced, but Jack Steele, I put him in star as he's probably a bit more experienced than the other person, which is Max King. So Jack Steele is actually pretty good this year, and Max King has been racking up, kicking some goals for the Saints, and that's pretty good. And yeah, so that's my Saints predictions. Next is Sydney. Now, many Sydney experienced players have not played this year because of injury, and some have missed a lot of games. And by this, I mean Lance Franklin, Isaac Heaney, Josh Kennedy missed half the season. And looking at the list, I think the only one left that has been experienced and good this year is Dane Rampy. He's been helping the Sydney defence a lot, and the Magic World, which will be Tom Papley if he plays next year. I don't know if he might be playing for Carlton, so he might be the Magic World for Carlton, but I'm thinking he'll stay. But yeah, Papley will be the Magic World for me if he stays for Sydney, and that's my Sydney prediction. And next we have West Coast. So Jeremy McGovern for Magic and Nick Nat-Nui for Star. Both two players pretty experienced, pretty old, one of the best players for West Coast. And yeah, both they're really good players, and I put McGovern and Nick Nat-Nui for West Coast. And lastly, we have the Western Bulldogs, and this is pretty interesting. I couldn't settle it between Bontempelli or Josh Dunkley, but again, I'm going by how many Star Worlds or Magic Worlds they've been put in, and Bontempelli has been put in, I think, a star. So I'm giving this to Josh Dunkley as the star. And for the Magic, we have Bailey Smith. And yeah, that's all the teams. And yeah, if maybe leave your comments below. And before we end the video, again, a massive shout out to Jason Collectibles. Just go straight to his channel, and yeah, that's about it, and thanks for watching.